Good morning. It's a beautiful day on my deck. I don't care what my clouds say on the gizmo. It's just gorgeous, and I will be outside. Good morning. It's Barbara. I've been busy already today. I hope you are all well. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm in my travel mug. That's because I've been in my car twice already today, and it's only a little after 10 in the morning. I took Maisie for her hair appointment. She has to be there by 9, which means I set my alarm, which means I didn't sleep last night. Lately, every time I set my alarm, I don't sleep well at all, which is really a bummer because usually I'm setting my alarm because I want to do something, I have to get up early to do something that I really want to do, and then I don't sleep well. So it really kind of sucks. But today it was just driving Maisie to her hair, and that's fine, except I got there and they said, Maisie's appointment is on the 16th, which is next Friday. I'm like, no, I got up, I didn't sleep. I didn't say that to them. I said, I had to set my alarm this morning, and they laughed and said, I'm sorry. But, you can't just fit her in because she's a big dog and she takes a lot of work for Gabby, who is there's some frisbee going on, as you can see. Gabby, who is our groomer, she's a big girl and she has got a lot of hair. So anyway, I'm like, okay. So I get back home with Maze. Pearl's very glad to see her and very annoyed that she was kept in the bedroom. And I turned the page on the calendar to September, which, I could have done within the last 10 days. And there it is, right on the 16th May. But 10 minutes later, they call back, but they call Dennis on his cell phone, so I don't hear the phone. And anyway, they say, "Oh, it turns out we have an opening if you want Maze to come today." And he's like, "Well, our day was really complicated at that point, because we have one car." We have to pick up our car, and I thought I was taking Aura to the doctor, and then the dog anyway, it was like going to be crazy. So he's like, "No, we'll come next week." And I'm like, "What? I don't want to get up again next week." Oh, he's like, oh yeah. So I call him back. I say, "Dennis was mistaken. Maisie can come today. I can have her there in 15 minutes. And they're like, "Okay, great." So Maze is at her appointment. I've been to the vets twice, and our day is much less complicated anyway because Aura changed her doctor's appointment, so she's not going to the doctor today, which I was going to take her. So we have a calmish day. We just have to pick up our car and pick up our dog, and we can do that. And so all is well. And it is a stunningly beautiful day today. Really gorgeous, gorgeous. Pearl is getting some frisbee. She's all by herself. Maisie's not here, so it's very weird for her when Maze has her hair. So anyway, that's how my morning started, which is why my coffee's in a travel mug and I'm not drinking my first cup with you. So there you go. My condolences to those of you in the UK and in the Commonwealth. The Queen died yesterday, and of course she's been the Queen of England the whole time I've been alive, and I'm sure that's true for many of you. But I actually saw her when I was 5. My parents were very adventurous people, and my dad was a high school industrial arts teacher, and he changed jobs, and so we were moving from one town to another. And the summer before I went to kindergarten. And so we were in California. And so my parents decided to drive to Alaska. Now, and pull a trailer to Alaska. Now, they had 3 kids at the time. My brother right next to me was 18 months old. I was 5. My sister was 8. My grandfather had to sit in the back seat in the middle between my sister and me because we would fight. My poor grandfather. And my mother had my 18-month-old brother in the front seat with her and my dad. So pretty, and this was before the time of disposable diapers. They were crazy. Took 2 weeks to drive to Alaska. And the Alaska highway wasn't paved at that time. Anyway, it was quite the adventure, and I have quite a few memories of that trip, even though I was only 5. But one of the memories was we were in Whitehorse, Yukon Territory in Canada, and Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip were there. And we were in the crowd, and we watched them pull out of town on the back of a caboose of a train, and they were standing there waving, and everybody was yelling and screaming, and the train pulled out of the station and they went away on this train. So I got to see Queen Elizabeth when I was 5. And not that long after that, we were driving out of town and we saw Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip in a car leaving. So they didn't even leave by train. It was all like a photo op. But anyway, so I was 5 and I saw the Queen. So there you go. That's my Queen story. I should tell you more about that trip to Alaska because it was pretty interesting. So anyway, yesterday we were busy. I ended up going over to Ora's the first thing in the morning. She had a home health nurse coming to do a follow-up check on her, and I wanted to be there. Her memory's not that great, and you know, it's always best to have someone else listen. So so I did that in the morning, and I don't know what else I did, but we were outside because it was pretty beautiful outside. And you can hear the frisbee going. But I did sketch. I didn't sketch my mess, but I did sketch my bird feeder. I did sketch the scene to the left of me. I think today I'm going to try to paint it because I haven't painted in a while. That's the scene that I sketched. I think you recognize it. I did put more syrup out for the hummingbirds yesterday. That's one thing that I did. And yeah, it was a good day. So, and I read a book and I hung out and it was pretty nice. So, and I'm hanging out here today. I don't know what else I'm going to do besides pick up my car and pick up my dog, walk my dogs. Well, we might only be walking one dog because Maze is very likely to be done late. She's a big job. And she gets she gets a lot of stimulation when she's there, so she doesn't really need a walk. And so we probably will walk Pearl without her. And Pearl needs a lot of stimulation. She's waiting for Dennis to come back out and throw that frisbee again. They're fun. They're fun to watch. She's getting better with the frisbee. And it's a good way to exercise her. Maze does not chase things much, so it doesn't work for her. But she is also not high energy like Pearl, so. Anyway, so I'm not anticipating any big deal today. I am working my way up to doing some weeding because I'm getting embarrassed by the front of my house. That's how high the weeds are. I mean, I won't even have to lean over to get the grassy ones, so. Anyway. Oh, I wondered what that glove was. Dennis is throwing with a rubber glove because it gets so slimy.
Because I got bit.
Oh, that's right. Pearl went to grab the frisbee out of Dennis's hand, and she bit him yesterday while I was gone. Drew blood, 2 pokes on bone on his hand, so he's now got armor on. He's got a gauntlet to save himself, so that's good. And he has band-aids on it and stuff, so anyway. So that's what's happening here. I'm feeling pretty okay, and so if you were worried about me, don't. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.